then here's a challenge for you, Elaine. This is the extra video I was talking about. So, they gave us, with Wolfbane, they mentioned the runes. They mentioned Uruz, Algiz, Tiwaz, Solar, Kunaz, and Manaz. So, the letters U or double O, K or C, M, Z or R, T, S and M. We've got very little word you can make out of that. And then we've got the wild card, the B, because we had the Birch Tree, Beth, Bacana in that. So I'm keeping them there. I also know now that L is 50. So XL is 40 because you take the 10 from the L. So number 50, number 29. We also have Taurus, the number 2, ferocity, 15, the Reaper, a hand of God, Algiz, healing and protection, 17, the one-handed God, so binding agreements, as in partnerships or promises or vows or contracts. So that's the 17. So 2, 15, 17, we've got 16. So 15, 16, 17. 16 is something coming to light and justice. It's the life force and poetic justice. So a wrong is righted. We have the 6, which is the sentinel, somebody watching over us, and walls, knowledge, possibly Sagittarius. And we have the 20, that which stands between. So something coming between you and what you want. And it's mankind. So it could be for the bigger global thing, but it also could be a smaller internal thing. Saturn and Mars, fire. And the 29, which is Wolfsbane. So could be degrees, could be birthdays, could be anything. I don't know. We're going to go through this and see if we can make out any sense. So, physical strength and well-being, potential, untamed, freedom, energy, action, courage, strength, tenacity, understanding and wisdom. Protection, a shield, the protective edge to shelter oneself from others, defense, warding off evil shields, guardian, connection with the gods, awakening to a higher life. Honor, justice, leadership and authority, analysis, rationality, knowing where one's true strength lies, a willingness to self-sacrifice. Success, goals achieved, honor, the life force, health, a time when power will be available to you for positive changes in your life, victory, health and success. Vision, revelation, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, technical ability, vital, fire of life, there's the fire. Harnessed power, fire of transformation and regeneration. And finally the self, the individual or the human race, your attitude towards others and their attitudes towards you, friends and enemies, social order. So it's to bring about social order. So we'll start with Uruz and see if we can pick anything out of there. The rune poem. Is the wild and fierce beast possessing great horns. So it could be Aries, it could be Taurus, it could be Capricorn. A formidable ranger of moorland. It fights with its horns. It is a beast of courage. So it could be Aries, the ram. Inclement weather. An ancient primordial knowing. Animal power and masculine. So a male mighty bull god, so Taurus again, a strong champion. So a strong champion may be coming through a storm. Thor, Thursday, and the deadly hammer. It is powerful energies at work. You must treat this power with respect and caution, or its wild nature will cause you to regret the fact that you chose to use the force in the first place. After all, it is fairly easy to goad a bull into charging, but it is not that simple to stop it when the job is done. This rune, associated with courage and great strength, means that it is certain that you will overcome any obstacles. Brute force will not be enough to see any changes through. You will also have the intelligence, which is Kunas, to harness the power wisely. It's considered a good omen for healing, giving strength to those who have been ill and hastened recovery. It's a rise in status, but first, make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew. So, slow and steady. Algis, which is 15. It is mostly found in marshes. It grows in water and inflicts terrible wounds. The blood burns in every man who grasps it. So something toxic, poisonous, somebody wounded. It's the hand of Tia, who we've got next. The crow and the raven, and we had them hugging and mooning in the card. So Scorpio would suggest tombstones, the date of birth and death. Warrior women, Odin, so Wednesday, so tomorrow possibly. The footprints of birds, so look for those. Outstretched branches that look like hands. The brooding watchman of the gods. It's healing and protection. It is said to the power to protect not only yourself but your family and friends. Again, Quanas. Bearing this in mind, the appearance of Algaz in a reading suggests that there will be successful outcome to an endeavour, that a health problem will be overcome, and help will be given to you by caring friends. Although this is a rune of self-interest, it does not denote selfishness, so be careful of that thin line. Its main message is that you should make time for yourself and hold on to your dreams and desires. The demands of others should take secondary consideration, because if you don't look after yourself, you will be in no position to look after anyone else in the future. Any creative ventures are favoured by the appearance of Algaz. You may take up a new or therapeutic hobby and delve into fascinated areas and have previously escaped your notice. So, but what I'm thinking is now, so I'm going to, even though I've read that, I'm going to go back because I'm thinking this out with you. I'm working through this process. I remember that this card was reversed, so that means that they would all be reversed. So, going back to Uruz, reversed. So it's a warning, I believe. So, in reverse, weakness or physical or mental fatigue are indicated. There may even be an underlying health problem, so perhaps it's time for a checkup or a thorough review of your lifestyle. There is a sense of being overwhelmed by events and not having the will to face reality. When this appears in this position, take care. Powerful forces are ranged against you. Yes, I see that. So, who is this powerful force? What is this powerful force? Algaz. It reinforces the message of the upright. It can show that health problems, so health is important, are occurring or will occur very soon, and that the need to concern yourself with your own welfare. However, other people may refuse to recognize that you are overburdened and weary. The demands of these folk will not cease, because when Algis is inverted, you will find those around you are very insensitive indeed. While in this low state, you will be somewhat weak-willed and tend to agree to anything, binding agreement, so read the small print, don't agree, simply to have the peace. You should bear this in mind and slow down, slow and steady, go into retreat and seclusion, and do not take on anything more just yet. Algis signals a period of recuperation, so allow yourself time to regain your strength. That fits also. Tiwaz. That's the wolf, remember. T is the guiding star, so the 17. The one-handed god, keeping the faith with princes. It is ever on course with the mist of the night and never fails. So we have Prince Harry, Prince William, Prince George and Prince Louis. But you may know of other princes, but those names could be important. This is the letter T. It's the mighty oak. So again, we're talking Taurus. The name Hazel could be important. The wood hazel, the god of war. The compass needle. Selfishness, dishonourable actions, and turning one's back on responsibilities. Women should not trust their men so readily, because in this position the rune often denotes a shallow relationship. So this binding is not strong. It's not strong enough. Saola. What number is it? Solo 17. Solo 16, sorry. So then we have the shield of the sky, the shining ray, destroyer of ice. So Thoin, and Thor was in the reed. The sun is beloved by all. Saola is thus primarily of love. Its appearance in the reading casts a warm glow over anything present. Hope, promising the sun will rise once more, so light at the end of the tunnel. This too shall pass. Even when one is in the darkest hour, it is particularly good room to draw when one is in trouble, because it will ensure a happy outcome. One might also say that Saola expresses the idea of poetic justice, because it indicates that wrongdoers will gain nothing. So no matter who causes this, they will not get away with it. If you have a major decision to make, the appearance of Saola will reveal the truth of the situation and make your choice so much easier. The choice that we had in the cards today. There is a spiritual dimension to this, yes, because we are the high priest and the high priestess. When this is drawn, contact with your inner self will guide you. In affairs of the heart, this rune is a good omen. Thor, so Thursday, so Wednesday, Thursday, one of the patron deities of Saola was invoked at wedding. So again, we've got the wedding, which was in the song and was in the reed, in Viking times when brides wore red, the colour of Thor, and held God's symbol, the hammer. So again, the hammer. At the worst case scenario, somebody assaulted with a hammer, and vows were exchanged. Saola signals a time when happiness and harmony will reign and justice will prevail. So it's all about justice. Spirit wants to see justice being served. Enjoyable holidays. It's also said to be a good sign of victory in athletics or sports. And it has no inverted meaning. So then we have Kenaz, which is do you ken, do you understand, or the clan, the family, the unit, the ancestors, your tribe. So that would be Sen is known to all by its pale bright flame. It always burns where princes sit within. So again, the princess, but the name Ken could be important, and the initials KC. My son is called Casey. So stomach ulcers. Someone is watching over you. There is a loss there of love, friendship, and old loyalties are foretold. You may feel yourself to be adrift, abandoned, with little idea of what to do next. However, Kwanaz is primarily associated with learning, so it's important to remember that some lessons are hard ones. It may be that it is time to let go of the past and to move on. All will be revealed in time, so don't panic. The lesson you need to learn will become evident to you, and you will soon find the right path, even if that light seems to be dimmed in this moment. Mankind. So it looks like keep calm and carry on, doesn't it? Because it's going to get dark before it gets light. Manas. It's the joy of mankind and the augmentation of dust and the adorner of ships. So we had the Six of Swords, didn't we? Travel across water. The letter M. Adam and Eve, the first humans. Scorpio and Aries, seeing the bigger picture. We must begin again from scratch. Adam and Eve. Basics. When this rune is inverted, you must be aware that someone close to you bears you ill will. And we had the good friend that's now a dangerous enemy, don't we? Manas usually indicates an enemy, but it is not always so. For instance, some rune readers suggest that it can denote male homosexuality or a nervous lack of courage, so cowardice, that is the result of a life blighted by an overly strict father or a harsh authority figure. Look to the next rune for advice. Now, we haven't got a next rune, but that was the last one they gave us. So, I'm going to pick one more rune because it could be important. So let me know, Elaine, if you can figure anything out with that. All the letters, numbers, degrees on a chart, I don't know. We've got Sagittarius mentioned, Taurus, Saturn, Mars, and Capricorn I would suggest. And Justice is Libra, so, and Scorpio. And we said about Aries, didn't we? So let us see then. The gift. Gibo. So, also inverted, can you see? So, let's see what number Gibo is, see if it gives us a clue. Gibo is Wednesday and Thursday again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. The number 7. So 7th house of Libra. 7 is July, which we're in. So let's see. So now we've got 2, 6, 7, 15, 16, 17 and 20. So this is the last piece they're going to give us. Gibo, the binding agreement. What did I say? So read the small print. Do not sign anything. It brings credit and honour which support one's dignity. It furnishes help and substance to all broken men devoid of aught else. So you were going to hit rock bottom, which was the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, number 10. It's about gifts. It's about Taurus. It's about how you measure your wealth. It's about your boundaries, how much you give to others and when not to give. And you must take it at face value. The king, the gifts, the number 8. It is better not to ask than to overpledge, as a gift demands a gift. So be careful you aren't selling your soul. A price must be paid, so caution should be a watchword. It speaks of both of making hasty promises and of casting enchantments. So It doesn't have a reverse meaning, so that and Sawalo are the best ones. The giving and receiving of a gift has been important in every society as a gesture of mutual respect and a symbol of fondness. So what you give out is what you get back. The custom is meant to bind people together. This may be why we still mark affectionate letters with an X to denote a kiss, while in previous ages when most people were illiterate, documents were signed with an X to signify an acceptance of a contract or agreement, but somebody here is not accepting, bringing the aspect of the relationship to the fore. Gibo signifies both the donor and the recipient of the gift, and all will be well as long as the conditions and both parties know their limits of the agreement. Even if nothing is materially given, the payment for the gift may come in the form of simple gratitude, but if that is withheld, then resentment and quarrels will be the result. The same applies to the giver. A present should be given with an open heart, otherwise the giver will feel forced into an obligation and the recipient will feel worthless. When Gibo appears, it is certain that you will feel honor bound to help someone out very soon. However, it is important to judge exactly how much help you should give. After all, if you're too generous, then that needy person will become overly reliant upon you. If you are not generous enough, you could be considered a skinflint and your reputation will suffer. So it's a fine line. So there's your challenge, Elaine. See what you can find out for me. Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye-bye.